My name is Dumi Interview. I'm founder, CEO of Disturbing London, which is a management company, artist management company, record label, publishing company, and like kind of lifestyle clothing line, like clothing brand. Yeah. My first and earliest memory of the seminar was when you did the seminar in the Royal Festival Hall. I think I don't know whether I heard it on radio, maybe on Choice FM. I probably heard it on Choice FM because those days I was listening to Choice and I was very much into the music industry these times. I was probably about 20, 21, 22, and I was in uni at the time, but I was still trying to get into music. And then it was on. I heard from radio and probably like a friend, and I remember I wanted to go down to the seminar with one of my friends, but he didn't come, so I ended up going down there all by myself. I remember I had a little backpack, and I went down there, and it was amazing because it was packed. I remember it was like heaving, because there was such a like appetite for it at the time, but it was like almost Notting Hill Carnival just in one building. And then I remember I was just on a quest. I remember it's like usually I would never go to an environment like that all by myself, like, you know what I mean, just on my own. But I just, because I really needed to find out the information, I think that was probably my, as in like a void, you know, like an independent void. This is what I want to do, regardless of if my friends want to come or not. I'm going to find out what I want to do in my life, you know. So I went down there, and obviously, from what I can remember, I'm gonna put my. I remember going down there. It was pretty the information. I got information. I think I had. I don't know whether I went on the internet to see the schedule or something, but I knew what was going on, and I knew I really wanted to go and see Dame Dash talk. Yeah. So I remember I got into that seminar, and I sat down and I watched Dame Dash talk, and I remember Jackie Davison was on that panel. Those are the two people that I can remember, because I remember hearing about Jackie, and I was thinking, oh, that's a, you know, black lady in the business doing a lot of business, and then from England. And then obviously I saw Dame Dash, and obviously Dame Dash was Mr. Rockefeller. Them times they was on cloud nine, and everyone wanted to be like Jay-Z and Dame Dash. So it was just amazing to see and hear his story. So I remember sitting back and watching it, and like listening and watching, and just, it kind of, at that point, you know, when it all seems real, okay, it's possible, it can happen. And then I remember we're leaving that, and I just was inspired. It was one of those moments in my career where I was on the start of my career, my quest to start this career. It was one of the things that you just need to make you know that it's real and it's attainable. So I just, yeah, it was a massive moment. Definitely, the seminar has been a massive use to me, because at the time that was one of the massive injections. You know, you need that when you're on a like on a quest that to the unknown. Sometimes just having a glimpse of, oh, there it is. That's the island. So you got an objective and you got a direction of where you need to go. You can't quantify how important that is, because sometimes, as my dad always says, you need the push, but you need the pull, you know? Yeah. And like sometimes that's the moment when you're like, okay, you know what? This is real. And even just seeing that it was the urban music seminar, and seeing the appetite for urban music in the UK at the time, because sometimes we don't have enough platforms to, obviously, for us to express ourselves. Obviously street music and street culture, we don't usually have that. So to see like loads of kids, like I remember there was like kids from Leeds, Manchester, answering Dame Dash questions, and we were all in London, and it was just heaving. So that let me see that there's a business and there's an appetite, and, you know, and there's some, you need to get into this because there's something bubbling, you know, and we needed to have our versions of the Rock Nations. We needed to have our versions of Dame Dashes. We need to have more Jackie Davisons, you know. So at that time, it was just amazing to just be there. And then plus, obviously, just once I have been in the business, just talking at the seminar, me being able to contribute to that. And that's why it was so important for me to turn up when you asked me, Kwame, to do it, because I thought, you know what, at the end of the day, I remember that moment when I saw Dame Dash. So if I can do the same thing for someone else, I always do it. And to be honest with you, on a level, and this is like 100%, I do seminars all the time because of that reason. I always do at seminars. When people ask me to come in and talk, I always turn up because I remember the time when I went all by myself without any friend, just going somewhere, and I thought it was a massive, like, it was a massive piece of my puzzle in my whole like quest and journey. If you're trying to get into the music industry, I definitely highly recommend the seminar. The reason being is because I always say the music industry is full of Chinese whispers and he says, she says, and lots of things that you, like, you know, with Chinese whispers, somebody tells you something, when it comes back to you, it'll be a completely different thing. And I've always said, you need to go to the gospel, you know, so either you're reading from books or you need to talk to somebody, like, hear it from the horse's mouth. So if you really want to know what's really going on, go to one of the seminars and you can hear people that are really living, breathing and existing in the industry giving you advice. So that's the best place where you can find out the truth. I feel the music industry is going to become, it is now, it's just become more, it's DIY. Everything can be controlled on your phone, you know, like I feel loads of the major players or the major powers to be are still going to be the major powers to be, but there's going to be loads of other options in terms of platforms to release your music, ways of people buying your music, little collectives just having their own operations, communicating to their core audience, and then just there's going to be just lots of options. So maybe brands releasing music and just electronic platforms signing acts. You know, I just feel it's just going to just be, content is key. So if you've got the right amount of views, I think that's where the business is. My name is Dumi Interview, and this is a shout out to the seminar.